Hi, I'm Joe, and today we're talking about Hi, I'm Joe, and today we're talking about Hello, I'm Joe, and today we're talking about South Africa. Now, there's a real funny thing about South Africa, specifically that one of the best-known leaders of South Africa was actually just God walking among Earth. And the reason why you can tell this is, first off, if you've ever seen the biopic Invictus about South Africa, coming together despite having, a terrible racist past, you see an individual, Morgan Freeman. Now, Morgan Freeman portrays Nelson Mandela, who is this leader who, helped unify the different racial aspects of South Africa. Here's the funny thing. Morgan Freeman is also God in Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty. Now, Evan Almighty was not as good as Bruce Almighty, but the point remains, he was God. So it's kind of funny that people are looking for a second coming of Jesus Christ when it's very clear God has already been here in the form of Nelson Mandela. I just feel like people should really open up their eyes a little bit more and see when there's these people that look remarkably the same because they're the same person. So that's one interesting fact about South Africa. Another thing about South Africa that I quite enjoy is the drivers. They're almost as good as the drivers in the United States, which made for some fun viewing when I was talking about driving tips in the United States video. When I think South Africa, I also think knife-proof vests. Now, some of you may recall that South Africa hosted a World Cup. I don't know about you guys, but the World Cup is one step down from any U.S. football games. And so in the World Cup, there were actually companies who were selling off vests that they labeled as knife-proof. Apparently, there was so much violence in South Africa at the time via knives that it didn't make sense for bulletproof vests. It made more sense for someone to buy knife-proof vests. Now, I looked up the specs on some of these, and I kind of giggled a little bit because there were even like little pockets for your passport and stuff. And I'm thinking, if I'm about to get knifed, I'm not thinking about my passport. I'm thinking more about, well, how do I run away? Anyways, the big flaw is that they were vests.